Hi everyone, I'm Arlon.
Hey guys, it's Iz.
Hey, it's Robyn.
Hey, it's Sam.
Hey, it's Notch.
Hi, it's Vit, and today I'm saying the quote, I'm not leaving, let's hope it does.
Okay.
Okay, we're all really.
Yeah, I looked up like, you know.
I like that
God.
episode.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Hey,
Hi.
welcome.
Hello, I'm excited.
Ready, you know. Ready to jump right into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
What that means me. Hold on.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
we-
introduce yourself.
We don't got
Want to
no
introduce yourself?
set.
Yep.
My name's Nicole. When I'm at Legacies, people like to call me Baby Wolf because I'm a werewolf and I'm like the littlest one of the pack. And I'm an actor in both theater and film. And yeah, that's just the little gist of it.
Love to see it.
That's awesome.
We're so happy you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I've been excited about this all day today.
You know.
All right, you guys, we want to introduce everybody else. You want to introduce yourself?
yes, I'm Arlon.
Hi.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Robyn.
Hi, Robyn.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know who you are.
That's your
No.
favorite.
Just to
You
watch
know.
you. I forgot her name. She Legacies cast when y'all be doing like the after the show when y'all would like be talking
Oh,
about the episode. Yeah, I would watch y'all. So I was like, I
Oh
know.
Oh,
God.
Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram.
We be going through it. It's fine.
The thing is that y'all be making valid points and I be agreeing with y'all. That's why I be like,
You know, these I have to like rant sometimes because these episodes, you know, be leaving me kind of upset. I'm pleasing me and my homegirls.
upsetting me and my homegirl.
Hi, I'm Vit.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi.
Hey.
It
There
is.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's like you in person, Isabel. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
All right, let's
All
get
right.
to it.
First question. What inspired you to pursue acting?
Well, it's actually kind of a funny story. It's like when I was 6 years old, I was forced to do a play. I didn't want to do it. I had no interest in acting. Didn't want to do it. So I was forced to do a play. It was called The Little Red Hen, and I played a cow. I played the character of the cow. And I really did enjoy it. Yes, like we still have the pictures of me in a little cow outfit. But I really did enjoy it, and I was like, okay, this is fun. And then from there on, my parents couldn't really afford for me to take acting classes and things like that. So like I like to read a lot, and I used to love watching Disney Channel, Nickelodeon all the time, and I would like try to act out the scenes of television and things like that. So then when I joined middle school, I joined my school's drama club because the first year I didn't join because I was a bit too scared to because I didn't know if I could do it or not. But I joined my second year and I loved it and I fell in love with it. And then ever since then, it's just been like, okay, I think I might have an interest in like acting and whatnot. But then my teachers always made it a point to where they would say that being an actor is not a career. Working in entertainment is not a career. You need to pick a real job and things like that. So I just went my whole like middle and high school not really knowing what I wanted to do, but I knew like I had an interest in acting. So when I finally graduated high school and I finally started listening to the right people about career things and all that, I for sure knew that I was like, okay, I want to make acting my career. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that people feel like acting isn't a career. I'm just like, okay, no. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
like
like,
it's like, so everything else can be a career, but acting can't. Okay. I
You
mean,
literally
Here's my
see
thing
people
of-
making money on it.
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
I feel
It's
like
not a
making
career.
money off of his career. Like we were talking about how people love to like. It was like, what y'all gonna watch? If there were no actors out here, there were no people
Yeah.
working in film.
Yeah.
If there were no writers, because I'm also a writer too, what are y'all gonna read? Y'all gonna be reading the Canterbury Tales. Like, do y'all know? Like, it's just people don't seem to. It's like people are just kind of ignorant to like the industry as a whole, where they don't seem to understand that this industry affects our day-to-day life. Like, y'all would not have music, y'all would not have movies, y'all would not have entertainment. Y'all would be bored. Like, art is
I think-
important.
Especially
I
now.
think well, with COVID and everything, but I think on the flip side too, people have that mindset that acting and singing and stuff like that is easy. Like it's just like an easy thing for you to go do when it's not. It's definitely not. I mean, like look, even say the regular cast, for instance, like, you know, Danielle and Aria and everyone, their lives are put on blast 24/7. Like they can't do anything without it being recorded or you know, judged or anything like that. And that's you know, something that you have to, as a person when you're going into this industry, have to, you know, think about and like, you know, be prepared for, right? Because it doesn't matter what part you're in, someone's always going to be watching.
Oh, most definitely. Like, there's nothing easy about being an artist. Like, especially like theater, because theater and film, they both work hard in different ways, but I do both, so I know the difference. Theater is just like back to back to back to back, where you have to change emotion so quick, and then you have to memorize pages of pages of pages of scripts. And it's nothing hard. It's nothing easy about it. Like, I don't know why people assume it is.
People expect so much from you, and they don't realize, like, you know, if you don't get something, or if you don't do it the way that this person has this vision of doing it, they're just like, oh, no skin off your back, whatever it is. But they don't understand like the emotions, the complexity of that, that negativity that maybe you put on yourself, thinking that you didn't reach the potential that you could have reached or whatever, you know, especially in theater.
It's also, it's actually kind of scary, like being out there like that, because, no shade to the Legacies fans, you guys are great, but it was that funeral episode where y'all were so mean to us, where they were, you know how we had Lizzie's funeral, and they were just like, why are they laughing at her? That's mean. And we were like, I feel bad now because that was our job and that's what we were told to do, and everyone's hating us right now, and then we just start feeling really bad.
Yeah.
It was scary.
It's ridiculous because some people can't separate fiction from reality, and it's kind of, and it makes a toll on actors and actresses because, like, let alone you're being watched and everybody's watching your every move and you're being criticized. They can't separate you from the character. If you play a unlikable character, they're going to think that that's you in real life, and that's not the point. And the fact is, that's your job. They tell you, okay, we need you to act this way in certain scenes. And the fact that they're like, okay, since I can't talk to them in fiction, let me just go be mean to them in real life. It makes no sense. It's actually discouraging.
Yeah,
and I mean, opinions are accepted, or not opinions, or I mean, they're accepted in a sense if you're respectful about them, right? But I find that people hyper focus on certain situations rather than looking at the whole picture. Like, if they looked at the whole picture, your reaction in that scene would be understandable because because Lizzie didn't show that side that she showed Hope or MG or whatever to the rest of you. And so you guys are just, oh, what happened to
Sam?
Oh, Sam ascended.
But that's the thing, is people certain fans tend to look at a small piece of the show rather than like the whole picture in general.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. I mean, because I write fan fiction, so I try to look at, everything rather than just like hyper focus on certain situations. I also like to like pick out all of the foreshadowing and stuff like that. So I try to listen to everything that's going on because I like to
I
know.
hate when I read like certain hate towards characters. It's like, and when they bring it on to the actors, I'm like, hey, that's
an
you
extra
cross a
step.
line right there.
And it happens so much. Like it's honestly just no barriers.
We were just dealing with that yesterday. All of us were defending Arya because one person decided one person decided that because they don't like Hope and Landon, that Arya deserves the hate because it. Like,
it's like your opinion on hating Landon is fine. But like you saying he's ugly opposed to actually listing reasons why you don't like him makes no sense. Because if it was reversed and we did it on one of your favorite characters, we will be called things that are not true about us. But it's a joke because Landon is so unlikable. I mean, it is what it is. I guess.
I'm not a huge Raph fan. It has nothing to do with the way he looks. I just don't like certain things that he said to Hope. Hope is my favorite character. I'm protective of Hope. I don't like certain things that he said to Hope in season 1 just because I found it arrogant. But if I said that being a white person, I would be called racist because I don't like the black character. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's nothing to do with his color. It's just that I don't like the arrogance of the character that he was written.
And that's understandable because what Vampire Diaries and Legacies is to y'all is what Descendants is to me. I'm a huge Descendants fan, and we do have problems like that where a lot of people don't like the characters of color because there are people like they're persons of color and they don't have like reasonable reasons. And I do catch that a lot where a lot of people don't like MG and Raph and Caleb because they're black. Yeah. But then, whereas you're talking about, I don't like him because he's arrogant. Okay, you're looking at him as a person. You're not disliking him for the color of his skin. So that's reasonable. Like, you're not wrong for that at all.
And I'm not bringing Peyton into it either.
Okay.
I love Caleb. Caleb is one of my favorite
Caleb is
characters.
one of the best characters.
I freaking love him.
He's one of the best characters of the show.
Him and MG.
Oh, is your muted?
MG used to be my favorite boy. Now it's Caleb.
Caleb was still in the show.
As I said, please. MG.
Yeah,
I love
MG. I love MG too, but Caleb, like Landon and Caleb are my two favorite guys. Like, just
they was delivering in season 2. Like they were delivering.
Oh yeah.
My favorite.
Caleb kept the girls in check.
Period. He no fucks given.
He is hilarious. he has an amazing voice. Like, I want more of him. We need more of him.
Chris is actually Chris Lee, Caleb's actor. He's actually a really great person in real life. Like, really down to earth, really sweet.
Seems like it.
We before like the Rona happened, it was like the week before everything got shut down. Me and a few other of my coworkers, we went to his concert that he had, and it was a really, really good experience. And he was really appreciative that we showed up. He was also really appreciative that we actually listened to his music and knew the words. So he's a cool dude. Overall, really cool.
He seems really happy. Like, just like, I don't know. He just seems always so positive and happy.
He is. He's like a little ray of sunshine. I like to say that about him and Quincy. They're really like our ray of sunshine. If the set is like dead and boring, they'll come in and being loud and stuff.
Yeah, I get it. I get the vibe from them.
Yeah. Y'all want to know a funny story? Like, okay. It was season 1. We going way back. It was we were filming the season finale of season 1. And we've been there since like probably 6 o'clock in the morning. We was all tired. We were just really exhausted. So we had to do the last scene of the day. It was an auditorium scene. We was about dead. And we was just all about to be like falling asleep too. And this was the day Quincy had bought us pizza. So we had the itis. He come in, he was like, wake up. And we were all just like, It's too late for this, but he was like trying to make us laugh so we could get up and finish the scene for the day. Y'all need to wake up. We were just like, hey, look, we're tired. We get it, we're tired though. Like,
get up. Serious.
But it just sounds like such a fun place to be.
oh yeah. Like it's like a really like overall like good environment. I'm like really friends with like almost all the Salvatore students, and I'm cool with the crew members. It's a really nice set to be on. It's
You all
like
hear it.
Just don't go on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like,
I learned my
honestly-
lesson the hard way. Where I was talking, like what I spoke to you guys about earlier, is that I saw how like some of the fans were like being rude about the Salvatore students. Because I saw this is why I don't have a Twitter at all. But sometimes I like to get on there and lurk sometimes because I'd be bored.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like a live tweet of like one of the episodes, and I saw one of them called us ugly, and I was like, yeah, this ain't that for me.
This ain't it. No.
Instagram is way more healthy.
Why?
Yeah, it's healthy on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you have to bring looks or anything like that into it? Like, if you don't like something, you don't have to sit there and bash the person who.
Right. You do not
is,
have to.
Like, but like us as Handons, we get attacked a lot.
Oh yeah. It's a day-to-day thing. Like you can wake up
Yeah.
and tweet something. You can be like, "Hey, Handons, good morning," and then you will see somebody say, "Go back to bed," or "Handons are so ill." And it's honestly at this point that
We have
I
a
just
mental
barely tweet.
disease or something.
Yeah,
We have
like,
a mental
yeah.
disease. We deserve to be bullied. It's like,
yeah.
In my
It's-
opinion, you can ship what you want as long as it's not incest or pedophilia. That's my opinion.
Listen,
There you go.
You can
thank
ship
you.
what you
Like,
want as long as it's not those two.
And be respectful about it. The thing is like we're trying to go. If you even look at it, not even from a ship standpoint, but even from the way the writers have put it in the show, you know, there is like even like Handon is established as a couple. They have them established as a couple, and then but people like to twist that on us and say that, you know, they compare it to the Vampire Diaries, or they compare it to like other things.
Yeah,
Here you go, Nash.
Yeah,
I just had this discussion with my sister, and we were talking. My sister also works on Legacies too. She's a witch.
Oh, that's nice.
Isabel met my sister with me, so we were talking about how y'all know what fan service is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We were talking about how I feel like a writer don't gotta listen to what the fans gotta say at all.
Yeah.
Like I know it depends on certain things. It's like, hey, we would like to see more of this character or whatnot. Okay, that's understandable. Write a show telling them that you need to cancel this and put this person with this person. No,
So
it is not your show. You don't get to decide that because
if it happens, it's like if you feed into what the fans want, you're not telling a story.
That's why when it comes to fandoms, you gotta get you a good little set of like mutuals, and then them all the people you talk to about it. I learned my lesson the hard way.
That's why we all came together and did the podcast, because we knew that other fans were feeling the same way we were feeling, and they could relate in a sense. And now we're giving them something to look forward to every week. And you know, having you here and having other cast members, and we're hoping to get more. You know, like even like anyone who works on the set, we're hoping to talk to, just to kind of bring some sort of happiness to. I mean, mostly Handons, because it's Handons who listen to us, but just to the fandom in general, because there is so much negativity.
Yeah, and then plus there's a hiatus, so like we only like the
Zero
name.
content.
Like the podcast is named Handon because we're Handons, but we do talk about like ideas for season 3 theories, and you know we answer
We did a
questions.
witch episode.
Yeah, like we like vampire werewolves episode. Like we're doing other things besides gushing about Handon, because if we do gush about them on a social media aspect, we get attacked. So us doing
and there's only so much gushing you can do. So.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand.
So you kind of answered the second question, was where you were a theater kid. I knew that, so but the next one is going to be what or how is the process of getting into Legacies or any other shows that you or movies you've been into?
Well, it's just kind of like when I get my email confirmation about like the next work day and all of that, I'm like, okay, I just try to get in the mindset of like, okay, you're going to magic school, so you need to just have fun. Like really just for legacies. We're always just in for like a good fun day, just typical school stuff. So I try not to be too stressed about it. Where I'm like, okay, well you just know that you go through a weird magic school and things happen. Sometimes you have a good day, sometimes you have a bad day. So it's just like we never know what we're going in for. So I just try to prepare for everything. But I always know that like I always know you're gonna be in a school setting. So it's gonna be school related stuff. Like when we had the merge day, none of us knew anything about it until like they just told us, they're like, hey you guys, we just want to let you guys know that you guys are gonna be in the gym for the next 3 days. And we were like, okay, so that'll give us a sense of what we're gonna prepare for. We're probably gonna be doing something gym related. And then we got there, we were like, well then, well. So like the first day, it was just kind of like, okay, we were just getting into the groove of it. But then the next day when we continued it, we were like, okay, we know that we're scared. We know we're angry and whatnot. So it's just really like preparing for like what you know you're getting yourself into, because like I did another short film before where I actually died. I died off camera though. But basically, all the students were getting poisoned in the film, and I was one of the students that got poisoned. So I just kind of like put myself in the headspace where, okay, how would I go about that? What would my facial expressions be? How would my mannerisms be? Like, you just have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Like, I actually learned this tactic from my acting teacher, one of my best acting teachers ever. He was talking about how you have to put yourself in like putting yourself in someone else's shoes. You have to put yourself in a situation you would never think of, because he told me that he had an audition for a man whose wife has died. And he was like, my wife is not dead. She's not dead. So he went and did a bunch of research about people and how they act when their partners die. And he interpreted that into himself. And yeah, it's just like, you just got to put yourself in another person's shoes. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Were you in any other like shows or anything besides Legacies?
Yes, I was. Before I was on Legacies, I was on Black Lightning. And I actually still am on Black Lightning. So that's another CW show I'm on. Yeah. I'm in all 3 seasons. So, yep.
Awesome.
It's like the biggest, like those are like the 2 things a lot of people recognize me from. And I have like a small little part in Stranger Things season 3.
Oh,
I've done more. Show. I just can't. That's the thing about acting. Wait, what'd you say?
So I love that show.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna have to invest.
Every time I tell somebody else on Stranger Things, they were like, "What?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that happened."
It's so when they were like, "Oh, we're doing an '80s episode," you were just like, "Oh yeah, been there, done that."
The casting director knew. She came up to me. She was like, "You know, we're doing an '80s episode, right?" I was like, you know I'm ready. I love the 80s. I'm a huge, I love the era of the 80s. I love the music. I love the fashion. I love the movies. I love it. Aside from the racism and Reagan and stuff. But anyway, that's the thing about acting. It's like you forget you work on certain things. Because I've done more. I just don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. And I'm currently auditioning for things right now. I forgot what I auditioned for. I don't remember.
There are auditions and like processes happening now, like slowly, or?
Yes, I've mainly been in auditioning for like independent projects, like more short films and web series and things like that. Things that don't require like a full crew and things like that.
Right.
But, like when it comes to like actual like Hollywood big production stuff, I've personally just been sitting out from that because I don't feel too comfortable being in those environments. But if it's like a short film or like an independent project, I'm cool with that.
But they haven't really started anything. You're in Georgia?
Yes, I'm in Georgia.
Yeah, so they haven't really started anything as far as like the big productions and everything go.
Well, Lifetime actually has started filming things again. And yeah, they've actually reached out to the Salvatore students asking us, hey, do you guys want to work on this film? And we were like, yeah, but a lot of us just don't feel comfortable with going back yet. So yeah, it's actually kind of hard for a lot of people to like get their crew and the extras they need because a lot of people are just too scared to go back, and it's reasonable. Like, it's scary out here.
Yeah.
Wow, Lifetime is already filming again? No words.
Yeah,
well, they're filming
movies.
Filming has been happening here. I'm in Vancouver. So it's been happening here, and most of the CW shows are going back as of September.
Yeah. As of right now, they say they're going back, like the Atlanta CW shows, because I know we have Dynasty, we have Black Lightning, and I know we have Legacies, and we have Stargirl.
Oh, yeah.
No word from any of those about what's happening. No one knows.
Oh, I mean, so I feel like with Dynasty, it'll be kind of like less people because it's not depending on what they do because it's like 6 main characters, but yikes.
Yeah. Nobody knows what's happening down here.
This is sad.
Because you're muted again.
It's actually weird because I was supposed to be on a Quibi. You know that app Quibi?
Yeah.
I was supposed to be doing a show for Quibi like after because Legacies was like legit. We only had like 2 more episodes to film. And then we were gonna be wrapped. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, wait a minute. Then I got like a text from like Central Casting where they were like, hey, we want to cast you in this, send us your information, and then we'll get back in touch. And that's when everything got shut down. So I was like, dang. I was just like, yeah. And we don't know if that show is still filming here or when they're gonna start back. It's scary.
I downloaded Quibi just for the one show because I like Anna Kendrick, so I had to watch her little show on there, which was hilarious. But I haven't actually watched any other show on there.
I only want because I'm like a big fan of Jasmine Cephas Jones. She was Mariah Reynolds in Hamilton. I'm a huge fan of her. I legit just need to download the app to watch her thing, and then I'm deleting it probably.
Get that space.
But love her. She's great.
Okay. I guess we can go to the next one, which will be, how did you find the Legacy job?
Well, I was working on Stranger Things. Yeah, my coworker from Stranger Things, she actually did start working on Legacies with me too. But she lived out of state, so she lived in South Carolina, so she traveled to Atlanta to film and then go back home, or she'd stay with family here. She actually she's a huge fan of Vampire Diaries and the originals. So she was like, hey, I think you would be like a good fit for this new show called Legacies. And I was like, what is that?
Oh, shit.
What's that? Shit. And then she was like, you haven't heard of Legacies? I was like, no. And then she was like, do you know what the Vampire Diaries and the originals is? I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Like, yeah. She was like, well, they're doing a spin-off show, but this one's going to be focused on kids at a magic school. And I was like, oh, that sounds cute. I'll sign up for that. So I gave it a few days though, because I was Stranger Things, we were there for a long time. We were there for so long. So I let the weekend pass, and then she sent me I just asked her because she sent me the information about Legacies, because I just I was like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this because I was like, do I want to? I didn't know. I don't know why something was telling me not to do it. I'm glad I didn't listen to my anxiety though. So I was like, hey, can you send me the stuff about Legacy? So she sent it. And then I signed up, emailed them my information, sent them my photos, and I got an email back the next morning saying that they really liked my look, and they looked at my resume too, because we did have to send in our resumes if we did have one. And they were like, hey, you're actually being considered to be a core Salvatore student. And I was like,
let's go.
Okay. So my sister actually did sign up. Like, right after me because she's an actor too. Like we both major in theater at school, and I was like, hey, I think if I'm a good fit for the show, I think you'd be a good fit too. So she signed up, and then they sent her the same thing saying, hey, we think you'd be a good fit. So it's like I didn't get booked for season. I didn't get booked for the first episode. So strange. It was like casting went by fast, like because so many people are like trying to sign up. I didn't get picked to be on Legacies until the 4th episode. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I didn't get picked to the 4th episode. And they my Legacies anniversary is coming up soon. It's like August 20 something. Everybody remembers their Legacies anniversary. I think mine is like August 24th, 25th. But it's coming up soon. And that was the day I got picked. And they picked me to be a werewolf because my hair was like, it wasn't braided at the time. It was like big and curly. And I am very athletic. So yeah, that's the reason they made me a wolf. And then actually it's weird because I wasn't there in the first episode. I didn't get picked to the 4th, but we had to do a reshoot for episode 1 while I was there on like my second day of filming. So I am in the first episode. Like it's weird. Yeah, and it's funny because my sister signed up after me, but she got picked before me.
Hey.
Things work like that sometimes, but it's okay. But it's like once I was in, I was in.
Yeah.
Because casting really liked me, and I got along really well with everybody else. So they were like, yeah, you're a good fit. Because it's like a lot of people that were in that pilot episode never came back. We don't know it.
Really?
Like, yeah, a lot of us don't know any of them.
Yes, indeed.
We're really glad. We're really glad that the ones that did come back come back, like you and Zoe and Iman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think her mom got picked for the first episode though.
Yeah.
But
She
like,
was she was in there. Yeah, she told us she was in there. She was like behind MG and Josie and like the bleachers or whatever. But yeah.
A lot of like the main Salvatore kids, like we came later. We came like at episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then a lot of them people from like the first 2 episodes, they're gone. We don't know anything about them.
Golly.
It's kind of funny, but it's also kind of sad. I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
you could have been a part of the family. Like,
They just graduated and took off.
yeah, they graduated.
No one else does, but they did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because at the end of season 1, like, we already got renewed and things like that. They was like, good news. If you're a Salvatore student now, you're still one. So yeah, they told them like, yeah, you guys are Salvatore students forever. Y'all don't have to worry about if y'all not gonna get picked or whatnot. Y'all are here. Y'all are in. And we were like, oh, okay.
I really hope that for season 3, because they have to have less like people on set, that like the core background people will get more of screen time.
Yeah, I'm not sure how things are gonna be going, but it does seem like they're only gonna it's gonna be like really limited how many they pick, and it seems like they're probably only gonna pick the people that are always there, because the reason why a lot of like the core Salvatore students are always there is because we're reliable. We're able to get there. Because a lot of people because Legacies, I didn't even realize how big it was, because we get Salvatore kids from like all over. Like we get people traveling to be Salvatore kids. So we were like, wow, we didn't even realize like how big it was. So it's like, I don't think anybody that's traveling from out of state is probably going to be able to come back, because they're I'm not sure you guys know about like the Investigation Discovery Channel, how they film a lot of crime shows. They film a lot of those up there in Tennessee. It's about like a 3-hour drive from Atlanta, and a lot of people from Atlanta go up there, because I know a lot of my coworkers have done shows up there. They told us that like if you don't live in Tennessee, if you don't live within 30 miles, you can't work. So that's probably going to be the same rules that applies for Legacies. It's sad too, because a lot of my good friends are people that live out of state. So
that is kind of.
It's tragic.
Everybody has to be safe though. So.
Yeah.
It's really tragic. Like,
Really
none of us
is.
know what's going on. We all miss each other.
I bet.
Well, yeah, because it's like a family now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're a family. Like, we have a Facebook group where we just, like, talk. Like, we're sad. We miss each other. It's like every other day we're posting, like, legacy throwbacks because I posted, like, one on my own story today. Like,
I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it's been a year since this happened. I was like,
I'm like, you going through it. Because I think somebody else did, too. Somebody else, I can't remember who it was, but somebody posted recently another throwback, and I was like, oh, they must be missing each other.
Oh, we all.
Yeah.
I was going through it in that video. I was like, oh, I miss work. I missed the, oh, Jesus.
We should have a mini reunion on here with some of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
most definitely. I'll be here
yes,
for it.
please.
I'll be here. Because I got so many set stories. So many. I got, if y'all want stories,
we
name a
are
cast member,
here.
I got a story for you.
Well, I always like Danielle stories.
What? The thing about it is that it's so weird because even though Danielle's the main character, I'm not around her that much. I'm around the other cast members way more than
Okay,
Danielle.
well, I know Iz would like Aria stories.
Oh yeah. Listen, Arya's top tier.
That's Aria stories.
You're gonna start ranting about Arya now.
I won't say,
I'm
but
not
I'll
gonna
say
keep myself.
my sister saw him in Target like during the quarantine. And he wasn't shaved. He looked good. I'll just let you know that. She said he looked really good.
Oh,
He always
that-
looked good, though. Sorry.
He's a beautiful man.
We're
Very
so
beautiful.
starved for content that people are just like, oh my god, he was in Target. They're gonna
Yes. Yeah, he's at Target. He shows up Target.
He was in Target.
It's like I have good stories because like we can legit can't tell none of the stories. Like if the episode didn't come out yet, I can't tell the story. And there's like within those 3 episodes we like film, there's so much mess that happened. Like it's not like
Oh, I can ask this question then. Can you share a funny story from set?
oh I got a lot. I have so many.
What's the first one that comes to your mind?
You can share as many as you want. We are here for it.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I'm trying to think of stuff that happened while
that we've seen. That
that y'all seen. Okay, when it MG when Lizzie kissed MG when we were in the gym, that we knew that was happening. We were like what?
Wait.
Tell y'all they kiss. You guys react to it, and they're like, okay, we didn't know. We had no idea they kissed.
Did Danielle know about it?
No, we
Was
didn't.
like, well, no, because Danielle's face in it when it happens makes me feel like she didn't know it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things that wasn't even written in the script or something.
Who knows? Like the thing is, like they always read the script to us before we go on set. And
they left out the main T.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I have another like funny one. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a big fan of Descendants. Harry Hook himself, because I'm freaking legacy.
Oh my god,
yes.
Don't even get me started. I'm mad because Harry Hook is my favorite character from Descendants. It's weird because like I have a huge crush on Harry Hook, but not the actor himself. Like y'all ever been like that? Y'all like the picture, not the actual actor.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
So everybody like assumed that I had a crush on him. I was like, no. I'm kind of upset that he's here now because it's weird. But yeah,
it breaks the illusion.
Yeah, like Daisha, our casting director, I'm cool with Daisha. Like we friends. She was like, Nicole, you know who work here now. I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And it was the 80s episode. You know how the witches had their little slumber party where they were just like having a pillow fight at the end of the episode? She was like, Nicole, I wanted to book you for that scene because you know he was in it. She was like, but you ain't a witch, so I'm so sorry. I was like,
he could have been hanging out with the girls, playing with them.
Yeah, my sister was rubbing it in. She was like, yes, he came over there to us. He started dancing with us and everything. And I was like, oh, y'all Harry Hook.
He was out here dancing.
When I found out he was in the when I found out he was casted, I was like, well, this is gonna be interesting seeing him like this. Because like I said, I saw him, Descendants too. Like that was like when I first knew who he was. I was like, oh, he's gonna play a vampire. Well, this is gonna change my perspective of him. Let's see how this goes.
It's so strange because like I said, everybody like on Tumblr, because that's like Tumblr and YouTube. That's where I talk about Descendants stuff a lot. I don't really talk about it much on Instagram. I do like if people know, they know. I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Like it's my guilty pleasure.
They shouldn't. Yeah.
You shouldn't embarrass it.
Yeah. So as soon as they found out, they was like, "Don't you work on this show?" I was like, "Yeah." And then people still send me messages asking me, How was Thomas? Did you meet Thomas? And the story about me meeting him, I want to do over. It was bad. It was bad. So bad. Like, cause I also y'all know who China and McLean is?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I worked on Black Lightning for so long, I did eventually did meet her, and then a lot of people asked me questions about her too. But it's just it's kind of weird, like when you're a fan and then you're also an actor. It's just like
you gotta throw your fangirl moments aside.
And be like, I don't fangirl over famous people. Like I know, because this is the business I wouldn't get in and whatnot. You just gotta have that level of professionalism. But the story with Thomas, it's weird. We didn't even know he was there that day. Okay, it was the scene where, when Lizzie started yelling at the sewing witches to make her dress?
Yeah.
When she was, and people were talking about, y'all wonder why, the Salvatore kids ain't like Lizzie. You see the way she was talking to them, like, she was screaming at them in the scene. So it was that day we filmed that, and then it was like the next scene where like Sebastian had like, it was, I don't know, Wade was like, what are you guys talking about? No, he was like, who are you talking to?
Wade and MG.
Oh,
yeah, that. So we didn't know we were doing that scene next. We didn't know. We just thought we were doing that one scene with Lizzie and the sewing witches, and then we would go home. But no, they were like, no, y'all need like 2 more scenes today. We were like, okay, we get to stay longer. We love long days. We like staying there. We be sad when we have to go home. So he was just sitting. It was weird. I thought I was dreaming because I see Harry Hook all the time on Tumblr. Like, people know me for being a fan of Harry Hook. My necklace right here says Hook on it. Like, how much I'm a fan. Because I'm really obsessed with Peter Pan. I love the story of Peter Pan.
Oh, yes.
Like, the actual book. And Captain Hook is just funny to me. And I was like, his son, I don't know. So, I saw him across the room, and I was just like, "Are you just seeing stuff?" And then they were like, "Oh, Nicole, you know that's Thomas over there." I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was scared. I was like, "No, not Harry Hook himself." I never would have thought I would have saw Harry Hook in real life.
He said, "Here I am."
I understand. Him and Harry Hook are not the same person, but I was like, "That's Harry Hook's face." That's Harry Hook's face. We had to walk past him too to get back to our holding area. I was like, no, not today. No, I didn't. No, I was just not here for it. And then it was really, really hot in there, and it looked like he was drinking like hot coffee. And we were like, "Are you not burning up?" Because we were all burning up in them hot outfits. But yeah, so he said hey to us, and we said hi, and then he complimented my friend on her shirt. So yeah, he was cool. And then like I was just like too scared to talk to him because I was just like, this is Harry Hook. I don't like this. This is Harry. I never would have thought I would see his face in real life. So I was like still too scared to talk to him because I was just like, I wasn't even starstruck. It was just kind of like I'm a really big fan of the fictional you. Like it was just like a realization. And we made eye contact, like direct eye contact, and then he just like smiled at me, and I smiled back. But I want a do-over. I want a do-over.
No words.
I do it over one day. But no.
That would be me meeting Aria.
Yes,
I
it's
wouldn't
gonna
have
be
been able to speak.
several tries would have been needed. No, I mess up.
I get used to. I see them all the time. Like I'm used to them. Like Quincy, he ain't nobody. Like we see him walk by, hey Quincy, hey, and then we just go back to what we doing. Like regular people.
I wish I could be like that. Be like, hey, Danielle, what's up? And she just smiles and says, hey, what's up? And just like, just having your favorite person like know your name, or like your favorite character know your name. Like that's just kind of like the thing. Like it would be really cool just to be known, you know?
But she knows you now, Robyn.
Like,
She knows you.
She knows you exist.
She does. Yeah, she
send you a letter, man.
She kind of
weird
knows
because
me.
I mentioned like how I've been like a big fan of China and McClain like before Descendants. Like I was a fan of her when she was on Tyler Perry stuff. Like when we were like
yes.
Yeah, so I've always looked up to China and McClain. So when I was working on Black Lightning and I met her, I was just like, I had to get myself together, dog. I was like, you have to be professional. You are in a work environment, not a meet and greet, okay? Because I didn't even know, like, I had no idea, like, she would be there. I was like, oh, I just assumed we were doing school scenes. I didn't think she went to the school. I didn't know what to think. But yeah, like, it was just like, she's like, she knows my face. And I was like, shocked by that. Like, she would see me, she'd say, hey, she wave and things like that. Like, it's
the best.
She's amazing. She's so amazing.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the feeling, is just having that person that you've looked up to know that you exist.
Me, when I met Julie, I was like,
I have a funny story for you. It's weird because like before like I actually got booked on Legacies, I was at home watching the Goldbergs, and then I got booked, and then I was like, he walked by, like he walked like, I think he went to like get like lunch or something, and then he just like walked out. He said hey to us and walked out, and I was like, I know that's not the kid I saw on my TV yesterday, and then I looked it up and it was. I was like, I should have known.
Was a sign.
Like another day, it was like during the quarantine. I was just watching, like they were airing reruns of Kicking It on television. I was bored, nothing was on. I wanted to reminisce about my childhood, and Kicking It was one of my favorite shows. And I see Kaylee on the screen, and I was just like,
me when I was watching Criminal Minds and her episode came up, I was like, wait a second.
Criminal Minds too? That's funny. That's really funny.
This is
all right. Next question. Let me get them up. I kind of answered with. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to be a part of the industry?
The best advice I can give you is that you need to have a backbone. That's the main thing. You have to be able to handle rejection. You have to be able to handle people not liking the things that you like or having the same ideas as you do. That's when I was talking about how I was like, a lot of people on Stan Twitter are not going to be able to make it in this industry because they can't handle it. Like they just get too butthurt over everything. Like it's one thing where you gotta understand you're gonna get rejected a lot. You're gonna hear no more than yes. Like, I can't tell you how many other projects that I have applied for, auditioned for, heard nothing back. Like, I've applied for more things than I have been in things. And like, one, because I look really young, I'm really limited to what I can do. And then two, I'm a brown-skinned African-American girl. Like, they're really like limited to like who they want to pick, especially when it comes to people like me. So you're going to hear no more than yes. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just happens. That's just the industry. And all the times, if they didn't pick you, it's not because you were bad. It's because maybe you were too tall. Maybe you just didn't fit the right aesthetic that they were going for. Maybe because you just weren't a good fit for that character. Just because you didn't get the part, it's not because you were bad, it's just because it wasn't meant for you. And that's okay. That it happens. And also, like, you gotta learn how to take constructive criticism too. Like, if someone tells you, hey, I think your writing in this bit was a bit sloppy, yada, yada, yada. Be like, okay, thank you for telling me. Hey, I think your acting was a little weird in that scene. I wasn't buying that you were sad. You were more joyous there. Okay, thank you for telling me. It's just, that's the reason a lot of people give up so quick, especially in this industry, because they think that, like, if one person or two people or three people don't like them or don't like what they did, it automatically makes them bad and they should give up. And you should never give up. Because I'm telling you, like, it's so weird. Where you feel like you want to give up, that's when, like, all the opportunities open up for you. Because I just felt so lost with acting. And then that's when I got the email that night, because I just felt so lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I got the email that night, because I was thinking about changing my major too in school. Because I was like, do I still even want to major in theater? Like, what's the purpose? And then they were like, hey, we would like to book you as a werewolf student on Legacies. I was like, you just gotta stay strong through it all, because yeah, just you have a backbone. Have a backbone.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%. And I really like the, you know, like when you said, when you feel like giving up, that's when the opportunities come.
Yes, it's so weird. It's like, it's just like the universe is telling you, like, they give you a sign not to give up. And that's usually the sign, like, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep pushing. Like,
honestly, I feel like this podcast was our sign. Like, like meeting all these people and then making the decision and like just having the right group of people together, and like I feel like that was kind of our sign. I mean, for me, you know, just I don't know. I feel like this podcast has been such a positive step for me, and I don't think it would have happened had I been in a different place at that time.
Yeah.
You know?
Now Robyn gonna get me crying.
Yeah, oh look, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Weird, because I was I've been looking for like new podcasts to I love listening to podcasts. I was looking for new podcasts to listen to, because I was like finding old ones. I was getting tired. I was wanting something new, and I was like, I would like to listen to a Legacies podcast. And then that's when I found out y'all do the Hand in the I was like, yes.
That's so awesome.
Yes, you guys are very deeply appreciated. I enjoy listening to you guys weekly.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're very passionate. So
Yeah, we're very passionate. We can't wait for the show, because that's when we at my highest peak. When the show,
when the show's back and make podcasts after, it's gonna be something.
I
can't wait. I can't wait.
It's so weird, because I actually started my own podcast in the quarantine because I couldn't find what I wanted to listen to. I was like, make your own. So
like, since we didn't see content, we're just like, we have to make some of our own. Like, we have to make our own content. And then when Legacy do come back, we have the podcast to talk about it, and also our actual episode reactions, which is going to be live.
I think the podcast too, like, people were also like you looking for something, and like we were in a group chat together, and we would just like spout all of our theories and talk about it, and it was kind of like, well, why don't we just bring that to the rest of the fandom? And you know, we didn't know if it was going to work. We had no idea if people would like us, if they would listen to us, you know, if they just thought we were chaotic or boring or whatever. But we were just like, you know what, we're just going to try one episode, we'll see what the response is. And like now we have people that are waiting for it every week, that, you know, and then having Danielle listen to at least one episode and know about it, it just kind of like fueled it. And then having you and other cast members on, it just makes it so much like it just adds fuel to the fire, I guess. Like it makes it so much not
more
like
personal.
Work. It's joy. It's not work. It's joyful to do this. Like, I look forward to doing this every week. Like you know,
you guys remind me a lot of myself, because like like I'm like, because my podcast is like, it's about like descendant stuff. It's about like other stuff too. Like it's about descendant stuff, and I also do write fan fictions because like there's no content for descendants. It's done. It's over. And the thing about it is that people always do this. I see numerous fans do this. I see Harry Potter fans do it. I see Hunger Games fans do it. I see Lord of the Rings fans do it. As told by Ginger fans, like people are still creating content for these things because they want it to keep going. They want to have like a piece of it. Like it's weird because before I got on here, I was in the middle of writing a Descendants fan fiction. Like,
oh yes,
it's something about like fans. I feel like fans, it's our responsibility to keep the legacy going. Like no pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Well, and that was, and that's the idea, is because especially during the quarantine and the show ending so soon, and with the cast being mostly ghosts, there wasn't a lot of content to go off of. So we were just trying to we're doing trying to keep it alive. We're trying to keep it like active and you know and let people know that and,
we do podcasts. They write fanfics.
We write fan fictions. We do we do the podcast. We write fan fictions, and we also make edits for Instagram and we do tweets.
YouTube
so
videos.
It's like we do a lot of things for.
Naj, you do edits and
fan fictions.
I write fanfic.
Yeah, she's the fan fiction. No, queen.
I am the I'm the hand in fanfic writer.
And you guys are great at what you do. Like people don't seem to understand that fans like fans of like TV shows and movies and things like that, they put in a lot of work to like keep the legacy going. And like even though the writers and the creators, they may not actually show it, but they're really appreciative of you guys for doing it because you guys are what get people talking. Because like when you guys talk about stuff online, like if people see like a cute edit or something, that makes them actually want to go out and watch the show because there are numerous things I watched because I thought it was a cute edit.
Yeah,
I've done that a lot of times. I've done that so many
happens
times.
a lot. It happens a lot. Like when, like especially with like video editing accounts, most of them are kind of multi-fandom, and if they make a random edit of like Hope or a ship edit from Legacy, people are like, "What show is this? What thing is this?" Like a lot of the Vampire Diary fandom, they didn't even know that Legacies was out. Some of them was like, "What show was this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, this is the Vampire Diary universe spinoff." And they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch it." Like what? Like you do. People make edits, regardless of Instagram, Twitter. People are going to be invested in it, especially if we talk about it continuously. And since it's quarantine, we've been on high alerts with everything.
It's kind of weird because a lot of us, the Salvatore students, like the ones that didn't even watch Vampire Diaries and the originals, I didn't start watching it until I started working on the show so I can learn about it. We're actually big fans like you guys. Like we enjoy coming to work and seeing what happens in the storyline next. Like we love it. That's why like we still try to post like our like set pictures that we've never posted before because we gotta keep the legacy going. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Because right now we're like on Theory Overdrive.
We're starting.
We're making like Robyn's out here making Theory fan fictions. And regular alternate universe stories. I'm out here so desperate. I'm putting hand in scenes in order from season 1, season 2. Like we're going through it. It's honestly like I'm doing them in order. We trying to get fan fiction for the nation.
Our Theory episode was just like chaotic.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
Y'all do be making points in y'all theories, though. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all be making some valid points.
Our first episode is our most watched, though. Like on my channel, at least, it's at my channel. It's almost at 1,000 views. So
like that one must have like. Cause what was that? Was it a 30 one or was it?
No, it was. We were talking about 217. What we thought would happen.
Wait, can I ask you guys a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like, because I feel this way, do you guys feel it kind of gets a bit stressful, like having to make the content because
everything besides the podcast.
The podcast is
easy for me. I don't know.
Arlon loves editing, but like when it comes to me, I really be like, I'm going through it. Like, so that's why I go like one day out of the week, I'll go in overdrive and make like maybe I'll make like 15 hand in edits and not touch it for 2 weeks because It's a lot of stress. It's
Like
if
I
you-
started how to
Okay.
learn to do video edit, and it's getting stressful as
it's
hell.
it's stressful because
I feel like
with-
I have to post the edit like a day for.
But
Yeah.
you're already so good though. You're already so good.
See, like the
thank you.
podcast, like Arlon said, the podcast is super easy because we're gonna find something to talk about. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will.
We're gonna
No.
find something.
yeah,
But,
find
Like by
something.
myself, it's like stressful, but with other people, I can just bounce off of everybody else.
But like for my fan fiction, I write when that's my outlet. Like when I'm stressed or
Same.
upset or anything like that, that's my
Same.
outlet. But I feel like sometimes, because I was in the middle of a move and stuff like that, and I was uploading. I'm on chapter like 50 or something of my story right now, and I was uploading like 2 or 3 times a week, and then I got backed up because I was moving. Felt like I was disappointing people who were waiting for the story.
Yeah.
And and it was like, okay, I swear I'm gonna release a chapter, I haven't finished writing the story, it's still happening, but I felt like I was disappointing them because it wasn't getting uploaded as much as it should have been. So I started like releasing my one shots and stuff that I would just write when I was feeling like, mostly for Vit because she'd want me to like give her a breakdown, so I'd write something sad.
My Wi-Fi acting weird. I'm so sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Oh, you're fine.
I feel like
We're back.
oh
I can relate to you on that part because as you like I've been like a really big fan of Cameron Boyce since like I was like 12. Like literally he is like the angel of my life. Like literally helped me get through like one of my darkest times. Like what Julie done for y'all, that's what he did for me. Like, and it was just so hard on me last summer because like I was like, this is one of the most important people in my life, and how am I gonna deal with this? So I always wrote. I've always been like a writer since I was a little girl, and I really figured like writing was the only thing that was helping me with that time. And when I write for Descendants, because a lot of people like me and Descendants, we're older. Like a lot of people don't seem to understand. Like when Descendants, even though it's targeted towards like a family thing, the fandom is full of people that are like 16 and older.
Yeah.
So I try to write fics for like people in that demographic where it's like older people in different situations that we would get into, like college, like things with like drugs and things like that. I think like life stuff. And it does become a bit hard on me because I'm like, this is stressful. This is stuff that makes me sad. Like, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do appreciate the fact that I write my fics like that, where they're really realistic to life. But it is stressful because you like people ask me, hey, when are you gonna update this book? When are you gonna add another story?
It gets stressful because I feel like with fan fictions and now YouTube, like it gets to the point that some days I'm like, okay, I want to do content, and then like you have to like with writing fan fictions, it's not just for a chapter I'm gonna do this. You have to pinpoint what you want to cover in that chapter. And you want to get it right. You don't want to
how is it going to relate in the future? And
then plus you have to remember stuff that you wrote previously in other chapters, because you can't have inaccuracies in a chapter and somebody be like, didn't you say in the last chapter it was this and that? So like you have to make little notes on your computer, and then you have to set a time for when like you have to have an emotion, because like if you're writing an emotional scene or intimacy, you have to have flavor for it. And sometimes I be in it and sometimes I don't. So when people are like, oh, when is the fanfic? When does the next chapter come out? It's like you have to rush. Like sometimes you feel like you need to rush for it instead of getting into it. And like it took me a while to start my fanfiction again, because once again I was moving back from college, and plus my room just got done, so I was in and out of moving between rooms. And so people were like, when is this YouTube video coming out? Or when is this fanfiction coming out? And I'm like, I haven't had the Arlon. It's coming. Jeez.
Like people don't seem to understand like how much work like fan fiction takes. Like it's not easy.
It is.
The main reason we do it is because we do it for people like us, where we're like, I know this TV show and this movie helped me get through this point in my life, and I know it helped somebody else too. So it's just like it's really selfless. Like, cause I was like, I don't write fan fiction for myself. Like I do write it for myself, but I write it for other people out there who are struggling to find things. Like,
I write only Handon. Like Handon is that's what I write. And I find that I've been feeling very like, just with the lack of them in general and like how the show left off with them, I've been feeling very sad about it. So it's been really hard to write happy Handon when, you know, you're feeling like you're worried about what's going to happen to them in the next season. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's so stressful to think that something's going to happen to the two of them. And
like, I only write for Harry Hook because I hated the way they ruined his character. I didn't appreciate what they did to his character in the last movie. It was disrespectful. I only write for him because I was like, he deserved better than that. And that's how I had him. It's like, you're like, Handon deserves everything. They're gonna get happy endings all the time.
Well, and the thing is like, if you like the way that the writers have built them up over the last 2 seasons, and like even like down to like the matching outfits that the costume designers do, and like all of that, it makes it really hard to think that all of that could be like wasted potential in season 3 if they decide to go another way.
Yeah. It's like land is really a safe place for me, at least, and see that it can be taken away from me is like really worry.
Yeah.
Like now I might go write a fanfic to chapter tonight. You know?
Yeah, like fanfiction. Like, people don't understand. Like, people think it's stupid. People think it's silly. But I'm like, no, fanfiction is art. Fanfiction is art.
I've been reading fan fiction since 2010. I've been through waves. I've been through the Grassy, then I went to Hunger Games, then I went to Legacies. I've been all over. So
it's going to be fan fiction.
Gail.
Yeah,
Gail. Arlon, no.
Get him out of here. Gail. Candace and Peter outsold.
Candace and Peter forever, even though Candace didn't deserve Peter. I ain't gonna get into that though.
No, she didn't. And anyway, he was going through it. He was going through it, and she's just like, "Oh, you don't like me? Let me kill you." I'm like, "Sis, he's hijacked. Get off my son's back." She didn't like she no words. No, let's not even discuss the last movie of how they thought Prim was gonna save Peter. No words. I said, how's it gonna happen?
It is weird. I read all the books. I read all of them.
And I was looking. I was like, Prim is 5. How's she gonna help Peter? Peter don't even know, sis. No words. She came in here and did nothing. She came in here and gave us nothing.
Because I put my whole family on to the Hunger Games.
Yes.
The other day, like, my parents was just talking. No, I was talking to my dad. No, so I asked my sister, "Hey, would you volunteer for the Hunger Games for me?" She was like, "No."
Listen, no words.
Like, I would do it for you.
No words. Said no.
And then I asked my dad, and I told my dad exactly what she said because I was hurt. My feelings was hurt, and he was like, "I'm gonna be real with you, Nicole. I can see you winning the Hunger Games, but her no."
Jeez, you know, like, and it's crazy because I knew Hunger Game book came out, which I'm like, so is the fandom sparked because, you know, come back get some more fan fictions.
Yeah.
But like my Hunger Game merch is out of this world. I have too much. It's ridiculous. You know,
it's weird. I went from liking something so mature like the Hunger Games to being a fan of something like Descendants.
Yeah, like
it's
just crazy because like Hunger Games was so dark. It's so dark, and then I'm out here like fairies and werewolves and like legacies. I'm just like, you know, it's fine. It is what it is.
Is weird though because it's like the books are like extremely dark, but then the movies are like
it's a happiness. No, little taste,
that's why I was like, no, it's not the
same. Like I don't know, because like with legacies, we all expect. Or I guess some people expect that to be dark, like the Vampire Diaries, but it's like light because the last thing you want is when they start getting reckless later on. If so, the madness will come. Like if they kill one of the main characters off.
I love that it's light. I love.
It's too much. It's too much.
The first 2 shows being dark.
I love
dark.
the fact that, there's this couple. I think that's why I like Canon so much, is because they're just so innocent and pure. And it's so different from the last two shows.
Yeah, because the last two shows were kind of like anybody could die any moment. And then it was like love triangles and love pentagons. And with this show, it's more about friendship and family opposed to who the main girl is going to be with. It's not about like a brothers fighting for one girl type of thing. It is about them literally fighting supernaturals, and strengthening the bond of family, because once again, Hope was distant from everyone to Landon came. So if anything, like Landon was her catalyst to opening up. Therefore, it should be pretty obvious, who the man is in her life. But it is what it is.
Legacies actually is my favorite of the three. People think it's weird when I say that. They
you
like Legacies more than Vampire
I
Diaries.
agree.
It's my favorite too.
Yeah. Because of all these reasons you guys are naming. Like, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's light.
It's different.
It's not freaking depressing. Like,
yeah, it's not. It's different because like I've dealt with love triangles with other shows like Hunger Games come on, like Degrassi come on. Other TV shows I watch, it's always a love triangle for no necessary reason when one person is obviously more there than the other. So with Legacy is not focusing on it, and then they've actually built the characters, and you're getting plot more than relationship drama. It intrigued me more because the Vampire Diaries, I couldn't get into it because I was not going to sit here and watch 8 seasons of Delana and Stelina discussions. I was like, I can't do it. I can't just watch her,
and
play rock, paper, scissors.
Why can't two equally broken people find each other and be happy with each other? And also, why can't the good guy get the girl? Why?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I have a lot of heartache in my life. I have been through some things. I use art to get away from the hardships of life. If I'm going in watching something that's gonna make me sad, I'm not here for it. And that's why I tend to turn towards shows like Legacies and like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like,
oh my God, Buffy!
Yes,
Buffy. I'm making her react to Buffy now.
Yeah, I'm just getting into the Buffy side, but I like it. It's a good show for me. I can do it.
Buffy is my all-time favorite show, like #1 all-time favorite show, and I am so excited to talk about it with Iz.
Can you guess what my favorite show is? Like
Friends.
Friends.
I have the entire box set. I asked it for Christmas. My dad got it for me, and I was like, you know what?
Aww.
I need to get the Vampire Diaries though, but it's on Netflix, so it's like, what's the point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, Legacies is like, I haven't really like, I love like Buffy. I love shows, and I haven't really been into ships before. Like ships, I didn't really care too much. But like Hope and Landon are the only ones that I've ever been like so passionate about, and I mean, really, it's how they're written. They're just written so well. And so kudos to the writers because
they did a wonderful job
making us love them so much. Like that, and I think that's why I love Legacy so much, is because I really respond well to the writing, and it makes me feel something, and that's how you know you're doing something proper or right or whatever, right?
And then definitely in season 1, like with a lot of shows, I see that it gets messy with different characters and their plots. Like some shows you'll have like main characters, somehow their plots always intertwined. With Legacies, each character had a different plot, and it was still conveyed each episode. So had Lizzie and the Josie Love Triangle with Ralph, and then you had Hope and Landon, and then you may have Caleb and MG. Like everybody had plots with each other that was still being built amongst the first 16 episodes. And I felt that I really was interested because a lot of shows that I watch, they end up losing their plots with relationship drama or plot twist or unnecessary conflicts. With Legacies, it had its plots and it's for each character, and it continued to develop, which is what I loved. Because you watched MG and Caleb have this conflict of like he want to drink human blood and MG doesn't drink human blood, and then them building up to like a brothership. It was like you watched it, like it wasn't just like a skip of like how did they become friends, which is what a lot of shows do.
Or even like Lizzie in the first few episodes being portrayed as like this very vapid, unlikable character, and then as you kind of go throughout for the 2 seasons, you kind of see who she really is. Like you see little glimpses of who Lizzie is actually and how she's trying to work on herself and her mental health and things like that. And but she has one of the best character growths throughout the 2 seasons.
Yes, she is.
I love Lizzie's my
Her
favorite
growth-
female character, actually, for that reason.
Like her growth is astonishing because the first episode I was like, I cannot stand this girl.
I
Because
couldn't stand her either.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I was just like the unnecessary hate towards like Hope for no reason for breathing, and then I was like,
and then we find out why. Like it just made sense.
Yeah, the reason why was even more astonishing, you know. But it's crazy because even though we're watching her develop, the characters in the show doesn't. Which is why that scene where she had to fake her own funeral was kind of interesting because we see her develop, but they didn't. They just think of Lizzie as the same person, which is like, y'all may be mad at, like, that's why I guess people kind of got mad at that scene because like they forget that no one else saw her. She hasn't opened up to anybody else. We see what Lizzie's doing and how she's changing, but others don't. And I think that's one of the good things is how realistic Legacy was with that. Like Legacy wasn't like, oh yeah, everybody now misses Lizzie because she's supposedly dead. They still they kept this continuation of like she never actually opened up to any of them. Like they were strangers still. So I kind of like it as well.
Yeah, I love Lizzie because Hope is my favorite character, but Lizzie is my second female character. Like I just love Lizzie. Lizzie is such a good character, and I love every time she's on my screen.
And she's consistent. Like with Legacies, one thing about their characters is, well, season 2 with Landon was a little, splotchy, but I like a lot of the characters are consistent. But specifically Liz, like her jokes and how she like had banters with Landon is consistent in both seasons. So like seeing how they remember things, understand things about certain characters is very interesting as well. But they did forget about Hope Moon, her back, but I can't come at them for that, while I'm on the back.
It's weird, like, going, like, back with what you guys are saying. A lot of people see, like, that's one thing I applaud the Rise of Legacies is that the kids are written like kids. Like, kids act like this. And that's one thing that got me so upset when I try not to like feed into negativity and things like that because like you're artists, this is expected. But when so many people were getting so mad at the Salvatore students for being like not caring about Lizzie dying, and I'm like, can y'all not go back and watch the show?
Yeah,
it's scenes of her being mean to us.
Yeah, it's like it's no words.
Like kids are gonna act. Like, if someone's mean to a kid, they're not gonna feel bad about them when they pass away or not. Like, it's just a lot of people tend to forget. It's so weird how the media.
It's just they don't understand.
Hollywood struggles writing kid characters a lot. That's just one thing I've noticed, and I love that about Legacies is that the kids are written like kids. Like kids are not perfect. Kids do things. Kids do stupid things. Like a lot of people don't seem to get that.
They don't, and it's kind of this thing of like one thing about the funeral is that one, Lizzie hasn't apologized to them. She doesn't really talk to them unless it's in a negative way. They haven't seen her change at all because she doesn't show that. And also, Caleb and Jed were having like a saying battle, which is also why they were laughing. You have to understand that what you're seeing is not what they're seeing, which I think they say, well, she's so better and Lizzie has grown. I'm like, yes, obviously we see her. But they haven't. Who Lizzie?
Only MG and Hope.
Yeah,
only MG and Hope.
Like Lizzie hangs out with Hope and MG, and Josie wasn't really with her this much in season 2, but maybe Josie possibly seen it. It's only 2 to 3 people that saw the difference in her, and especially MG seeing her interest in comics and stuff like that. She hasn't opened up to these other people, so therefore, them expecting the Salvatore students to randomly be like, they expected her to have a wonderful video by everybody giving her good compliments. If it actually happened, that wouldn't make no sense because you haven't seen her interact with anybody in the school besides Hope and MG in a positive way. Like she made fun of I'm
Wade?
blanking out. Wade. She made fun of Wade.
Wade.
She made fun of Wade because she doesn't even like know him. And so I don't understand why people expected people to be like, oh yeah, well, Lizzie is such an amazing person, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you can't expect that because they don't know her.
Because
So,
like when we did the Sweet 16 birthday party episode, and it was the scene where we were Josie was telling us y'all need to make sure y'all set everything up, because if y'all don't, Lizzie's gonna get mad. And we were just like, Lizzie, and then we just went on and did it.
But like,
yeah, like people don't seem to get that, like we don't see, like we're doing our job. We're told that we don't like Lizzie, and we were like, okay. Yeah, because that's why when we did the merge episode, that's why everybody was so freaking uncomfortable, because we didn't know who to root for. We were like, do we root for the one that's trying to kill us, or do we root for the one that's mean to us all the time? Like, no.
Yeah,
I mean, no, you root for the triber that walks in all dramatic and.
Yeah, that's funny. Hope, and we were like, okay, we like Hope.
See, that's the thing is, people. That's what bugs me the most about even when people complain about Hope, saying that, or even Landon, they say that Landon drags Hope down. He doesn't drag Hope down. They don't actually look at the character themselves. Like, Hope, no matter who she was with, would still be who she is. She would still be protective. She would still be, worried. She would still be, like, she'd still be Hope. Landon doesn't change who Hope is. And people who say that he does just don't look at the same storyline the way that, they don't see that Lizzie, hasn't changed to the rest of the school.
Yeah, like a lot of people are like, I'll see a lot of people online saying something about Hope is weak now. And I was like, I don't think Hope is weak. I think she's finally accepting the fact she has emotions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's not weak because she cries. She's not weak because she cares about people. That's not her. Like, she's not weak.
It's like they say that she's weak when she shows emotion, but then they want her to go to the originals where she actually showed the same thing she's doing in Legacies. So it's like, also you just want her to break things and act like Klaus. That's what you just want, or do you want her to act like a human? I don't understand.
In our Hope episode, I said that Hope isn't weak; she's controlled. That's the thing. She is controlling her emotions. She's controlling her magic. She's not weak because she's not showing these powers, or because she's in love with Landon, or protecting him, or protecting the school, or anything like that. She's just in control of who she is, and finally aware that she is allowed to be this person that she, that she stopped trying to be for 2 years after the originals happened.
I agree. Yeah. Like, she's not
the same. She's the same person.
She's a young adult. Like, I'm telling you, like, that time period between, like, when you're, like, 17 and, like, 23, your emotions are all over the place. Like, it's normal. It's realistic. It's realistic for Hope to break down and cry. Like, she's human. Like,
and for someone
she's not human, but she's emotional.
Yeah.
For someone who is not only that age, but also has the weight of the world on her shoulders.
I mean,
literally, like, she's like,
literally.
I said this in, we did the twins episode, so we did the Gemini Coven episode, and we were talking about Lizzie and how Lizzie has, issues controlling her magic, or like, she's afraid to use her magic because she's afraid to hurt people. And if you think about it, Hope is the same way, because in the original, she hurt people doing magic. So while she's not weak because she doesn't do magic, she just controls it because she doesn't want to hurt anybody else. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and one thing a lot of people don't like, another thing about Legacies is that all these kids at this school they all have a dark past. This is one thing, like, all the main characters, even the side characters, they're all at this school for a reason, because they were seen as, like, unsafe. They're here as a safe haven. Like, this is, like, the place where they actually feel like they can get away from life and be happy. And then mess keep happening at the school, and they're just like, I came here to get away from this, and it keeps happening. Like, I think people just seem to forget the Legacies is like trying to be more of a fun show, but it's also trying to like just give people a realistic look about what kids actually act like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's part of the reason why I never really could get into like the Vampire Diaries. Like I think I like the originals more than Vampire Diaries because the original was more about adults and they acted like adults. But
Yeah,
Vampire Diaries was like
it was
adults,
ridiculous.
like kids acting like
Adults,
adults.
yeah.
And I just,
Like we haven't like it was not in school. They was out here. We saw them everywhere but class. I was just like,
they was
where's the-
getting drunk every day.
I
What do
was
you
like-
think the Salvatore students are doing though? Let's be honest, like with all the monsters
I
and
mean,
stuff.
They getting lit. I mean, they really do
They
things.
vibing, man.
Yeah, they relaxing. They out here reading their magic books, you know.
But
Well,
see, that's why Handon is so refreshing because they're just a young boy and a young girl exploring love for the first time, and they never
Yeah.
really had it in their lives. Landon's
Yeah.
never been loved. Hope's never.
He
been,
never been
I mean,
loved.
she has been, but she hasn't been.
Like
or she never felt
romantically.
like she. Yeah, exactly. And so
And
that's
with
what's so
Landon-
refreshing about them.
Yeah, and with Landon, he's getting all that for the first time. Like he hasn't had like a solid family. He was in foster care. He didn't have a solid home, and for him to get a family of friends and a girlfriend that understands him and also is experiencing his development and being a phoenix, it's refreshing to see a couple that's not based off of who you're going to choose or family drama. Like for them to have problems that is more of a supernatural aspect than unnecessary drama.
More teenage
Yeah.
life. More kids can relate to their relationship because at 17 you're gonna have those issues.
Yeah. So
Right?
seeing like a positive take on a relationship, because now we just adapted to the point of, oh well, what's wrong with having a little toxicity in a supernatural relationship? Because a lot of people accept certain aspects for this to be the
Been there,
one that's
done that.
refreshing.
Let's
Yeah,
not-
I'm tired.
You know,
I'm tired of toxic like relationships. I've seen it. I've
tired.
witnessed it. Yeah, I'm tired of like the bad boy and the good girl. I'm tired
Oh,
of
Yeah.
great.
I'm tired of the boy that almost killed the mom 25 times. Now he's changed. I'm tired. I would like to see somebody that doesn't have a past that is terrifying or petrifying
someone
for life.
who is supportive
Yes.
and understanding
And it's a reverse trope. It's a reverse
has
trope.
dark curly hair. I'm sorry.
Listen,
Yeah.
like the trope
I'm
is-
thinking of
the trope
him
is new.
again.
The trope is like we're getting a trope where the girl was actually kind of the strength in the relationship, and the guy is actually like a damsel in distress. I mean, until season 2 when he became a full phoenix. We're seeing a girl be the one that's like, let me protect you, opposed to like them complaining about, oh, I'm tired of the girl always having to be safe. Now it's reversed, and it's a problem. It's like they were like, oh, we want new tropes. We're tired of the
But
same
the thing
thing.
is,
And then we get it, and they're complaining. So
and Landon's not holding her back. Landon doesn't hold her back on what she needs to do. He's
Yeah,
supportive in her decisions.
like
Right?
he's supportive and he's also encouraging, and he also tries anything to do to help. He's not holding her back because if anything, everybody's holding her back. If we're really going to get into that, because
Yeah.
she's not going to leave South Shore School. She's probably not, and she's been saving everybody's butt.
I'm
Like,
on the
she's
phone.
She's saving the twins. She's saving Caleb and MG. She's saving Ralph. She's saving Landon. She's saving the Lyric. She has the school on her hands because if any vampire gets werewolf by anyone, she has to give them her blood for them to be fine. She has to be there. So it's not just, oh, Landon's holding her back, because what is he holding her back from? From being reckless? Like, I don't understand what could
We're
possibly be
ranting
happening.
again.
Oh yeah,
we get so lost.
Okay,
in
we
our-
should.
Robin and I is the ranters.
I understand. It's okay. I understand. It's okay.
Arlon.
We're passionate. We're very passionate.
Okay, look,
Okay, I completely understand. It's okay. I understand.
Arlon, our past guests we didn't see them have any like connection to fandoms, so we're getting a fandom guest.
I didn't
and
say
you're coming
anything
for us.
bad. I just said you guys are the ranters.
No words.
Okay, is next question.
I want to ask this one. What would you name your character?
Oh, yeah.
We actually, when we born on set, we be coming up with like stuff. We be coming up with our own backstories about how we came to the school. Oh, I've always, ever since I was a little girl, I've always been told I look like a Madison. So I was like, my name is Madison on the show, aka Baby Wolf, and people like to call me. Yeah, everybody at Legacy calls me Baby Wolf. That's my little nickname for the show. That's my name on the show because, like I mentioned, Zoe was the one who gave me that nickname actually because I used to hang around the goth witches all the time. And they named me like an honorary goth witch because I was always around them. And then they were like, yeah, and the reason we call you Baby Wolf is because you're the littlest, tiniest, most innocent looking wolf in the pack. And we were like, okay, it just stuck. Now everybody tries to call me Baby Wolf. If somebody else tried to call themselves Baby Wolf one day, I was like, no, I'm the one and only. No one there will be able to be another. I think I'll tell them that's established that I am Baby Wolf. Nobody else has that name.
So, what background did you come up with your character? Like, how did you trigger your werewolf curse?
Okay. Oh Jesus. I'm telling you, we be creative. Like we were talking to our PA one day. He was like, "Y'all need to go into writing. Y'all need to be in the writers' room. Y'all are creative." So basically, so I mentioned my sister. My older sister works on the show with me too, but she's a witch. So we were like, okay, let's try to work this out. We came up with it together. So our mother's a witch. Our father is a werewolf because my sister looks like our mother. I look like my father. So we were like, okay. My sister ended up being the witch, and they thought I didn't like it. Just wasn't like happening with me. It was like a chance that it could happen. And then I didn't have the curse. The curse wasn't triggered. So they just assumed they just had a witch for a daughter. And they kept her secret. But then, like, once I got to, like, middle school, I was about 12 years old. That was the age when stuff started going wrong in my life in general. So that's the age I was getting bullied a lot, really, really bad. So I was like, okay. So Madison and Baby Wolf was getting bullied a lot, really, really bad. And she actually, like, snapped one day and killed one of her bullies, activating her curse.
I love it.
She activated her curse killing, and then people were like trying to run like our family out of town. And then next thing you know, Lark and Caroline came because they found out about it. And then they wanted to take me to the Salvatore school, told our parents that it would be a safe space for her to be in. And then my sister tried to put a spell on them. That didn't work. She tried to put a spell on Lark and Caroline because she thought they were like hurting me or like trying to take me to jail. She was just being a protective big sister. And she was like, I have twin witch daughters. I know what you're doing. You're coming too. So yeah, I've been at this Baby Wolf's been at the Salvatore school since she was 12. Her sister's been there since she was 13. So yeah, that's my backstory.
We love to see it.
Yeah,
we love backstories. We did talk about this in the Wolves episode. Is how, like, we were really curious about how the Wolves triggered their curse.
Yeah, a lot of one day me and the Wolves, like, we were all just sitting here talking about how we think we would have triggered their curse, and they was like, Nicole, we don't think you wouldn't intentionally hurt anyone, like, because that was just me in general. I wouldn't hurt a fly. They were like, unless you had to, and they were like, yeah, it's obviously you kill somebody by accident. And I think all of us were talking about how it just, like, we all have like different levels of rage. Where some of us are more angry than others. Some of us don't get mad at all. We were just all sitting here like, it's so sad to know that we all killed somebody though. Like,
that's what I said. Said that in the Wolves episode. I said you have witches who are born witches, vampires who died and became vampires, but you have a whole school of triggered werewolves that all killed somebody.
Yeah, and that's why people like, Nicole, how are you a wolf? You look so cute and everything. You can't kill anyone. And I was like, wow, I need to go watch the investigation because that was full of innocent looking people that have killed people. Like, looks can be deceiving. And that's just something that's always like been like kind of bothered some of me since I was younger, where people thought I was like weak and whatnot because of my appearance, thinking I couldn't defend myself and whatnot. And that's why I really enjoy being a wolf, because I'm like, I am strong. I can defend myself. I'm not a weak, fragile little girl that y'all think I am. Like,
yeah. I like that backstory.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
that's one of the closest we got because like I want to know more about the pack, especially the wolf pack. We haven't seen anything that much of them in season 2, so this is some tea that I need because clearly they vanished.
I love knowing what the background characters would name their character. We forgot to ask Zoe what she would name hers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and
Well, Zoe, we call her Mommy Goth Mom. That's what we call her.
I think she said something about that too.
Yeah,
She's
she
the Goth Mom.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, we see a lot of people talking about how they want to see the wolves, and we see a lot of people saying they want to see more girl wolves. So I'm like, we'll see what happens.
We do, and more girl vampires.
Oh yeah,
yes, please,
most definitely.
They can hire me.
The wolves are underrated. Like we even like
They
agree.
are.
They are. They're even underseen because I don't see them at all. I haven't seen them at all this season, and I was like, where is the wolves?
I've barely been seeing this whole. I've been like in almost every single episode of season 2. I've only seen it like one.
Are you?
Wow.
That's wild because like I don't know why they could have been a good plot of like Ralph, and like what happened with him in the pack.
Reestablishing his alpha.
And because he beat Jed's butt, and now we're supposed to just assume that maybe Jed took position again, but didn't because he couldn't beat Alpha. So I'm just like, what's the pack doing? I just feel like,
and
especially with
Raph didn't even interact with the wolves like at all.
It's like with Ralph, like he's like the main werewolf character in the show, and he didn't even have that much plot lines. And like even though he's not like really like my main character that I like, I was like, where is the Ralph storylines? Like the way that like once again with season 2, like they definitely kind of went off the rail of their separate plots because the fact that he had to come back for Josie's plot, I was like, so you just cut off his storyline for somebody else's storyline when Ralph hasn't like you really dropped some big plots for him because he needs to see Josie act dark for this moment for no reason.
That's the one thing we always talking about wolf scenes. Y'all know the wolf dodgeball scene where Sebastian played dodgeball with them. I'm mad because like I said, I do theater and I had rehearsal for a play that day. I couldn't be in that scene. She was like, "Dang, you can't be with Harry." Like,
no,
there's always something. I was
that scene. No words.
Yeah.
Honestly,
no words. I would better.
I think
that'll better. Let's just say that.
I think that'll be the good thing about that comes out of what happened this year is that it kind of forces the writers to focus on less crowds and more of certain characters.
Yeah. Maybe it can be beneficial, but sadly I did want to see like some like students in class scenes, but I guess it's gonna be probably
we don't go to class.
Yeah, like
it's
like 2 scenes out of this whole season, honestly, and that's when like Josie made somebody's nose bleed. That's the only one I can recall.
Yeah, I was in that scene. You just can't see me. I'm telling y'all, a lot of these scenes that y'all are naming, I'm in them. You just can't see me in them.
I'm gonna have to look now. I'm gonna have to investigate because there's no way.
Hey, you know what I didn't understand?
I don't understand either because I was in there.
I would message you. Nicole, I would message you, be like, girl, I look for you. I just don't see you anywhere.
Okay.
See me either.
You know what I didn't understand is in episode 11, in the Cupid episode, why were there no students in the school?
Okay, which episode?
Cupid episode.
Oh yeah, nobody was there.
There was no other students in the school.
It was about the Cupid and Landon and Hope. It was Landon and Hope.
It was literally. It was Alyssa. It was Kim. It was
I know. Nobody was at the pool with them. It was just Alyssa and Caleb having a date.
Caleb. There was
nobody there.
Other than a random couple making out on a chair when Kim came out of the bathroom. There was no students in that school during that episode.
Y'all want to know something? They actually told us we were going to be in that episode, but some stuff happened at the last minute and we weren't in it.
I don't know
how it goes.
Like, I think that it would have been fun to see Cupid shooting a bunch of the students and them just acting like all amuck while everything is going on, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's my favorite episode of season 2 just because of the hand and stuff. But like, it would have been so fun to see him affect the school the same way that they had when they opened up the scene of him shooting all the neighbors.
Yeah, why would they show us that and then like not use it for the cat? It would have been messy seeing like if MG actually did get hit with the arrow after he was like doing the plan that Hope did, and then Hope was like, "How'd it go?" He's like, "Oh well, like he got hit with it." Like it would have been awesome to see other characters get hit. It was just like nobody was there. It was like 6 people there, and I was like, so the students just took a day off.
Things happen. Like it's so weird how like stuff can change all the time. Where like one day they like, yeah, we actually don't need any extras for this scene, and then another like, oh, we actually needed a whole crowd for this scene to try to book us all later at the last minute. But yeah, like things happen. But yeah, things happen. Like they told us we were gonna be in that episode, and then stuff happened, and we weren't in it anymore.
I want the bloopers from that episode. I want the behind the scenes of that episode. I want to know.
I'm trying to think, what was a good like day where like a lot of stuff was going wrong? I think it was the 80s dads where stuff asked me a question. I did like a Q&A video about legacies, and they were like, do you have any like stories about stuff going wrong? I was like, stuff go wrong every day here. That's just working in the film industry. Stuff go wrong every single day. Like, what happens?
What was your outfit in the 80s?
Oh, I was wearing like these burgundy pants with like this yellow hat. And then I had like on this black sports bra with like a crop top over it. But the crop top kept falling off the whole time. It was, yeah. A lot of pictures from 80s day, though. If you guys want me to send you the pictures,
we do.
Oh yes,
please.
Yes,
please.
please.
I sent so many pictures from 80s day. I think I might repost some of them because I'm sad and I miss work.
Okay.
Feed the nation.
I asked Zoe this, but I'm gonna ask you: was there actually someone dressed up as E.T.?
Like E.T.?
Yeah. Well, like because in that scene when Josie's reading the journal. It says someone was writing that no one realized I was dressed up as E.T. or something. And so I want to know, was there actually someone dressed up as E.T.?
No. Like we had David Bowie. We had Madonna. I did not pee for E.T. at all. Like we had Prince even. Like dang.
So they was lying in the book. No words. I was like, oh, E.T.
That would have been awesome if they actually did have it.
They should have did that, though. I would have been here for it. I think everybody would have been like, day one, they had the best outfit. 80s Day was so cool, though. Like, it took them forever to pick out our outfits, though, because they didn't know what they wanted to put us in. Like, they dressed me up in, like, probably, like, 7 different outfits that day, like, when I had my fitting. Because I had class that day, too. I skipped class that day to go have my fitting because it was taking that long for them to figure out what they wanted us to wear.
Did some get a choice of like what they wanted to be in that episode, or?
No, yeah, that's one thing about costumes. We don't get to decide what we wear.
Really?
Nope. Like, it's different if it's like, hey, this is a little too uncomfortable. This is too big, too small. They'll be like, okay, we'll change you out of that. But like, yeah, we gotta wear what they tell us to wear. We don't really get to say what we wear. We don't even really get to say about what we got to be. Like, we didn't get to pick our characters, by the way. A lot of people think we got to pick our characters, but nope.
That was one question that I think that we did ask or wanted to ask, was if you got to choose your character. But nope. Back to the costumes. I love, like, your costume designer is amazing. Like,
Anne is
yes.
Love Anne. She's great.
I want to talk to her. I want her on the podcast and talk to her about how she, manages all of these characters and such different looks. And and the fact that like all the emblems are sewn into these clothes, and like Caleb's wardrobe is amazing. I just
I think he got the best fits. Like, oh my god, that reminds me, like, costumes is actually one of my favorite parts of coming to work. Like putting on the South Shore School uniform. Like last season, it was about like the second to last week of July. That's when we all had our fittings. Like the main Salvatore kids that were in season 1, we got to have fittings. We were special. So I had my fitting the same. Me and my sister had our fitting the same day as the golf witches did. So we were all just sitting there looking at each other's new outfits, and we were just like, "Oh my gosh, we're so excited to wear all this stuff." But yeah, like every faction has like a certain look to them. Like they even have like mood boards in there for when we go in. For some reason, I'm on the Goth Witch mood board because I took a picture with the Goth Witches and they added that picture to the mood board. It's funny.
Listen, I'll tell you, I love Jackson's outfits.
Oh yeah.
Literally, he snaps. He's like,
they couldn't like find like they didn't really because they wanted to do more with like his look because like in season 1 he really only had like one outfit, but they were like they went shopping for him. Like they was like, yeah, we're gonna get you looking good.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
like,
but Hope has one outfit and like 5 different shirts. She has like one bar of just 5 shirts and the same skirt.
I'm gonna need them to help her out with this burgundy top.
And they coordinate Landon's outfits with Hope's outfit, so it's just like one bar of the same colors and the same outfits.
I don't understand that, but like every faction, like I know the witches are like fashion runway, like all on top of the new trends, real trendy.
Well, look at Lizzie's outfits. Like
Lizzie,
yes.
Yeah, like Lizzie, yeah, I think Anne picks out all our outfits, by the way. She approves every single person on the show. So yeah, Lizzie's a witch. Lizzie's outfits are a bit more laid back this season than they were season 1, but like the witches, like they always got like the top tier fashion. Like the witches always look bomb. And then the vampires are more like, you know, like Caleb and MG style. They're described as hipsters and they're like cool without trying too hard. Yeah, like, you know, like Jaden Smith is on the vampire mood board, by the way. Jaden Smith is on there. That's like
really,
like the way he dresses. That's how they try to like get like the van. A lot of celebrities are on these mood boards, by the way. I forgot who was on the Wolf one, but then the Wolf one, we're more like jock and sporty, all American.
I figured that much. The way that Raph and Jed are put, like, you know, the way they dress them, they're like in sweatpants or like gym shorts or something like that, and just like I think you see Jed in a uniform like once in this season or something. It's like, oh, okay.
Season 1, the Wolves, we never wore uniform. We always had on sweatpants. But season 2, they was like, yeah, we're not doing this. Y'all actually got to wear the uniform. Y'all can still be casual and chill, but y'all can't wear sweatpants no more. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, it would be so much fun to talk to Anne and find out like how she coordinates all these people. Like it would just be like, it would be so fun to talk to her.
Yeah, she puts her foot into it when it comes to costumes. Like she literally approves of all of our outfits. Like I remember one time, like even though she's not directly there with us, they text pictures a lot back and forth to each other to approve. And Anne made me change my shirt like 3 different times. She was like, nope, not that one, not that one, that one. And then they were like, actually try this one on instead. No, go back to the other one. I was just like costumes is like, it always takes us a minute to get dressed because they want our outfits to make sure they look good. Like
that's a lot of people to dress. Like that's impressive.
Yeah, I know.
And to have such different looks throughout the whole different clans, basically. So
yeah, it's like I remember sometimes they actually, like if it's a big group of us, they pick out our outfits before we get there, and they'll be like, "Put this on. I hope it fits." Like they have all our sizes and whatnot, but you know, clothes run different sometimes. They have all our sizes. They have all our information, but most of the time they try to make sure our outfits are picked out before we get there. But sometimes where if they're running behind on schedule, they'll have us pick out outfits while we're there. Or if they feel like if we've been wearing a piece too many times, they'll switch it out and give us a new piece of clothing. So yeah.
Well, I guess we can go into the next question too about like, but not like costumes. Like, what was your favorite monster? You have a favorite monster?
I'm upset because I was filming Black Lightning the same day they did the talent show episode, so I didn't get to do the unicorn episode. I was filming Black Lightning that day. Yeah, but yeah, I think the unicorn was my favorite villain so far, and I like the season 3, the football, the season 2 football game. I really like that villain because I don't really count the unicorn as a villain, but I was like, no, that was a villain. They did some damage. And also, the genie's a villain too, right? That's my favorite episode, period. That's because it's a Lizzie episode.
Yeah.
That's my favorite episode, period. So yeah, I think
that was the next question was what's your favorite episode? So
that one, the genie.
The genie. Awesome.
Okay, season 1 is the genie. Season 2 is the football game.
The football game is such a good episode. I like that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all watched the team about the football game? And
Yes.
actually, I didn't get to do either football games because season 1 I wasn't picked yet, and season 2 I had theater rehearsal. But there was just so much stuff going on. They was talking about how it was so hot outside. Like during the first football game, people were passing out because it was that hot outside. Yep. The second football game was a lot better though. They just didn't want a repeat of what happened during the first football game because somebody had to go to the hospital during the first football game because they had no idea it was going to be that hot outside. But during the second football game, they was prepared. They had everything together and nothing bad happened. It was still hot though, but.
I know, because there's like that picture of Kaylee. Is it Kaylee? And she's got the umbrella and she's like huddled under the umbrella. Is it Kaylee? I think it's Kaylee.
Oh yeah, it gets so hot in Georgia in the summertime.
I was in October
hot.
And it was hot.
Oh yeah.
That day I was wearing Quincy's shirt or Quincy's jacket too, and I was like,
it's only cold from like November to like the beginning of March here. The rest is hot. We won't get a break.
Virginia too.
It's hot.
We want to do a Hannon Weekly road trip for the season 3 premiere.
Oh, most definitely. I hope to see you guys there.
I would invest.
Yeah,
It'd be so much fun.
It's funny because I actually work in the Covington Square. The Mystic Falls bases. I actually work there now. So yeah, I meet like a lot of fans. I meet a lot of Legacies fans. It's always so sweet meeting them. They're always so sweet. And usually the Legacies fans are always the younger ones, and they always like freak out when they're like, "You work on Legacies?" It's like, yes, and they're good. It's really cute. I don't know, it's just something about seeing them so happy. Like seeing you guys so happy about Legacies makes me happy.
Well, we really do love the show. Like, we really do.
We're very passionate about it.
But yeah, that was all the questions.
Oh, yeah.
I got some more. Like, it's something I wanted to say, like, about like just the Silent Source kids in general. A lot of us, we were like outcasted. Like when we were in middle and high school, a lot of us were outcasts. A lot of us didn't fit in. A lot of us didn't have good high school experiences. So coming to Legacies, this is like our good high school experience, and we really appreciate it. Like, it's the high school experience we wish we had, and we're just like so grateful to have one another. We're just like one big happy family. Like, yeah, we may disagree and argue from time to time, but like we genuinely do love each other. Like, when you guys see us hanging out all the time with each other on social media like that, we genuinely it's real love. Yeah, really tragic. Like, we all, like, it's sad, we all been through some stuff. We all been through some things, but we just come together and we just forget about life struggles for a minute, and we just enjoy working on the show so much.
It's really refreshing to see like the show that not only like the fans are creating these groups and these friendships, but also that you guys are as well. That it's bringing so many people together that never would have gotten together.
Oh yeah, like I was like, if I never actually went and sent that information email with signing up for Legacies, I wouldn't even be here talking to you guys. Like, it's really like Legacies literally has changed my life for the better. Like, so many people, like, even though like I'm barely like seen a lot, even though I'm there all the time, the show like has increased like I don't like saying I have a fan base because but like a lot of people that support me are Legacy supporters. Like, and I don't know, it still boggles me to know that I have supporters. Like, that's like, oh my gosh, I have people that support me.
Well, we all support you.
Yeah.
And
you.
And being on the podcast too, you'll probably get like you're gonna get more followers and more.
Yeah.
The Handons are very passionate.
Yeah, and they're nice.
Handons are very nice.
Handons are nice.
Passionate.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We try to stay out of it. Like this.
Okay. Because the thing about me is that I kind of ship everything. Like, that's a weird thing about it. I kind of ship little everything. Like, I'm here for, I think because I just respect everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I do ship Hope and Raphael, but I also ship her and Landon. I'm cool with either. Cool with either.
As long as you're respectful, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect everyone's ships because I know good and well, like, if somebody says some real negative mess about my ship, and I'm like, listen, sir.
Yeah.
If I see something I don't like, I ignore it. That's a lot. Just ignore the negativity, y'all. Like,
that's how it should be. Like, if you don't like something, just ignore it.
Yeah.
Right? Why spend your time hating on something when you could be loving on something instead?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, just stay in a nice little Handon bubble, ignore everyone else, and do good.
Yes.
That's our podcast. Our podcast is our Handon bubble.
Yep. I stay in my little Harry Hook bubble.
But we do talk about
talking about Harry Hook is not great, and I'm like, I don't care what you gotta say.
Exactly. But I mean, we do talk about other things other than Handon. Though it doesn't seem like it.
Like, people seem to think like people be thinking that about me. They're like, you only talk about Harry Hook and Descendants. No, no. Y'all think that about me. I am way more than that.
Yeah.
But then when you get with like-minded people, you can't help but talk about the thing that connects you all, right?
Yeah, like, of course, like, we're here because this thing brought us together. Of course, that's gonna come up often. Like, yes, it's important to like branch out and talk about other things because like that like you have to like other things. It's just life. If you just only like one thing, that's a little questionable. That's like, you guys, like, when I listen to your podcast, like, Legacies isn't the only thing you guys talk about. You guys talk about a range of subjects, and that's great. That's what makes your podcast so amazing, by the way. Like, it's showing that you guys are real people. Like, it's not showing that you guys are just like crazy fans or whatnot. Because I don't like to call fans crazy or anything like that. Because they're human. They're human people.
Yeah.
It's just like, I get to look into like, oh, they're passionate about something. And it's just them. It's just them being them. It's cute. Like,
we go off on tangents or
yeah.
You just see it when we Zoom where we don't record and it's just us in like the Zoom call and we're just talking. Because we do plan to do like a bloopers episode where it's like we just put all like our bloopers together and we put it.
Yeah.
We do some crazy things. It's you see our group chat.
Yeah, our group chat is crazy sometimes. Like,
no words. It's really.
But
it's we definitely have a lot of fun together.
Yeah. Sometimes.
It's weird. So many stories, and none of them are coming in my mind. I'm like, I've literally got so many stories from Legacies, I can't think of any of them. Wow, I have so many. I feel like if y'all name an episode, I'll be able to name something funny.
Okay. Let's name an episode.
Okay.
Guys,
I got an episode I can tell y'all something that
106.
happened.
Yeah. Tell us.
106.
Which one?
106.
Yeah,
The,
give us some tea. Give us
The
some tea.
birthday episode.
The birthday episode.
Oh, that episode was horrible to work on. It was terrible. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's crying because he was hurting. The dress they put me in, oh my God, I was just not having it. Like, the dress they put me in was so itchy and uncomfortable. That was like a 15, 16-hour day. I was not. I was over it. Everyone was over it. It was nice seeing Quincy flip though, like right there in person. He did it like 5 times. He never failed any time. Professional. Great. We were picking at the food, like at the desk. Like, it was like we were bored. We didn't know what to do, so we started picking at like the food and stuff like that. And we started playing with the candle wax. That's how bored we got, like on set. We started playing with the candle wax. But yeah, that was a really, really long day. That was a lot of people's first day too, by the way. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was. That day. Oh Jesus! And the power went out that day too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was actually thundering
Oh
and
my
lightning
gosh.
that day, and the power went out, so we had to go on lunch break early.
Is there like, do you guys get to watch like the emotional scenes? Like, is there an audience during those emotional scenes? Like, you know, like when Lizzie and Josie are saying goodbye to their mom, or when Hope's bawling over Landon, or like just those emotional scenes that make us all cry.
Unless it's like, usually it's just crew in the stand-ins that see those scenes happen. The only really emotional scene that I can recall where a lot of the background saw was the 80s episode when Josie and Landon were having their moment on the dance floor where they were kissing and everything. And we were being so immature. We were like staring and we were like, why did they do that? And we were just watching and we were being so like,
Well,
annoying. We were like,
Amon,
they're kissing again.
Amon said it was really quiet too, because I know you guys don't play music, so the music is overlapped. Like, I guess like when you go into post or whatever, and it's like
playing. It was the beat playing the whole time.
and Kaylee and Ari are just sitting there.
Yeah, we were just sitting there like,
See, I
this time.
I would just be there just like,
was better.
Yeah, no, I would just be there like, no, this is just unnatural. No, don't kiss, don't. Just stay away from each other.
And the director had them do it so many times, like so many times. We did that scene probably like 15 times, and then we had to do like 2 more scenes after that. We were like,
Depression.
and it was like 10 o'clock at night already.
Depression.
And
You had to get me out of here.
We did that since like 9 o'clock that morning. It was 10 o'clock. We were just like, y'all still kissing? Can we move on?
We felt the same way watching the episode.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that episode, but it's okay.
Yeah, only for Hizzy, Hope and Lizzie, content, everything else.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was nice seeing them have their little moment.
Yeah, they want them dancing.
Oh yeah. We was tired. I don't understand how we looked alive in that episode. Like they filmed the dance scenes in order. So it's like the more the scenes kept going, the more tired we are. And I'm surprised that we look alive on TV. Except for that last scene, like at the end, like the two when the wolves went in the woods and had their party, and then the witches had their little after party. Those were filmed like separate days though. But yeah, like it takes about like almost 3 weeks at a time for them to film an episode. And if we're doing like big crowd scenes, they try to do the crowd scenes either all in 1 day or like 2 days tops, or even 3. Like if it's like an outdoor scene, they try to do it in 3 days. But yeah, like a lot of the scenes we do, they don't be filmed on the same day. So when we did the 80s episode, that was actually really rare where we did it all in 1 day. Like same with the Sweet 16 episode too, but we were barely in that Sweet 16 episode. Like, the party was not as much in it as it was this season.
You guys weren't really in the 216 episode either, with like in Josie's mind, like the whole like fantasy.
Oh yeah,
you know?
We were only there for the funeral. Like
Yeah,
we did the funeral and we did like a few hallway scenes, but
Okay,
yeah, we
but-
only worked like 2 or 3 days during that whole episode.
Okay, how funny was it watching Danielle play or Hope play Lizzie? Like Lizzie play Hope. Like just knowing that whole
It was really impressive because Jenny was actually in the back watching the whole time. Yeah, Jenny was watching the whole time, like her play Lizzie. So it was pretty. It like I wouldn't say funny because we did have to start giggling and whatnot. So that part was funny where we actually did get to laugh for once. But it was really interesting. Like I was like, wow, Danielle is really talented. Like she's great. Like
She is.
yeah.
I'm still like growing as an actor too. Like you can never stop learning. Like that's just one thing. Oh, that's one thing. Another advice in the industry: you can never stop learning. And I noticed like the part of the reason why I pay so much attention to Lizzie is because it's like I would like to play a character like her one day. So I was just studying Danielle a lot, seeing how she was getting the mannerisms down pat when she was being Lizzie. So yeah.
Yeah, she killed it. She did so good in that scene. I don't know how I guess because the students don't really know Hope either, so they didn't know that was kind of out of the ordinary for her. Like just because they didn't know her and they don't really know Lizzie, so just anyway, seeing that she wasn't actually like the martyr like Hope is, it's really funny to me that none of you guys kind of caught on,
Oh yeah, that reminded me of another funny story because I was like, you mentioned like characters that were not really around like that, and I was like, yeah, we're usually around not Ben, I come by his real name, Jed, Caleb, MG, like we're usually around them. Even Alyssa, we are around Alyssa way more than we have been by Hope this whole time. That baffles me. But we're around Wade a lot too. And Elijah, who plays Wade, is really, really sweet. I don't know, but we actually saw him in Chick-fil-A one day. Forget Chick-fil-A, they're canceled.
Chick-fil-A, that sounds so good.
Yeah, but we were on. It's a Chick-fil-A like down the street from the studio. We like to go out for dinner after work if we have time to. So we were all out there, and he walks in, and we were just like, we know you. And then we just started talking to him. It was so weird though. We just started talking to him. We were like, it's so weird to see you not in that building. And it's weird not to see you at work. But yeah, he's really, really down to earth, really super guy, really sweet. Yeah.
We would love to talk to him too.
He's great. Also, Olivia's like, I noticed the people that play the meanest characters are the nicest. Like Olivia's so sweet. Like I felt so bad for her when the fans were being mean to her. But I was like, no, she's nice. She's a sweetie.
That's mean to everybody.
She's doing her job. But yeah, like the whole cast is great. They're all great people.
Aw. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
We hope you can join us again.
Yes.
Oh, most definitely. I love you guys. Like, I love podcasts.
It was so fun.
Bye.
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 Make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. Okay, we're done.
Oh my god, I
Arlon.
forgot about the goodbyes. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. I forgot, yeah.
Yeah, we have to say
Make
bye.
sure, okay. Bye. Make sure to like, comment, or subscribe.
Yeah.
Everything in this description.
Y'all being nasty.
We love you guys.
Yeah,
Love you.
Bye.
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 Boy.